Apple, a company that has been a pioneer and trendsetter in the smartphone industry, starting with the introduction of capacitive touchscreens, app stores, and the like. In today's video, we'll take a look at one of its humbler design aspect, the ringtone. From the time since telephones came into being, the classic tone has alerted us about incoming calls. But first, how did the classic humble telephone ring originate? You see, the first telephones relied on electromagnetic bells, much like the ones on alarm clocks of yesteryear to give a sound alert. And that served the purpose pretty well. Hence, when phones shifted to electronic ringers, they kept a similar tone. The advent of mobile phones provided users with options of many musical ringers. When entering the market at this point, Apple put as much thought in designing this humble yet important aspect. For this, they turned to research by the Human Factors Research Lab at Bell Laboratories. Since the objective of a ringtone is to draw attention of the user, it is required that it be clearly audible, easily distinguishable from other common sounds like a doorbell or an alarm clock, and finally must be easy to remember so that the user can get accustomed to it quickly. But before we head for our scientists' findings, some background on how human hearing works. Humans can hear sounds in the frequency range of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. However, our ears are far more sensitive to sounds between 1 kHz and 4 kHz, which is where most of our music lies. For instance, listeners can tell two tones apart if their frequencies differ by 3% at a frequency of around 100 Hz. However, at frequencies around 3 kHz, just 0.3% variation in frequency is sufficient to notice a difference. For comparison, adjacent keys on a piano differ by about 6% in frequency. Another important attribute is loudness or intensity of the sound. The difference between the loudest and faintest sounds that humans can hear is about 120 decibels, and the ear is sensitive enough to detect a change in loudness when the signal is altered by 1 decibel. Based on this info, it was concluded that the ideal tune must have a frequency lying within the central hearing range of 2 to 4 kHz and must pulsate in intensity from quietest to loudest tone within a range of 96 decibel in a 3 to 5 second cycle. Now, it was time to find how to generate this tune, and after a survey of all musical instruments down to the last one on the list, the xylophone, whose slightly bigger cousin of African origin, the marimba, took the lead due to its mellower tune. This led to an 18-note tune named after the instrument to be the default ringtone for the Apple iPhone.